In this video, we're going to see how we can use Microsoft Excel to calculate percentiles of a dataset. Now remember, the 20th percentile, for instance, is the value in the dataset below which 20% of the data lies. Excel, as usual, has lots of useful formulae in order to calculate these sorts of statistics automatically. The formula that we're going to use is percentile.exe. When you're including a formula in Excel, you begin with the equal sign, then you include the name of the formula that you're using, and in this case you open the brackets, you select the data that you want to use as your data set. In this case, it's the gross weekly wages in main jobs, and we've got 200 observations from cell A2 to A201, and we want to find the 20th percentile, and we can include that as comma 0.2. And that gives us a 20th percentile of 327.6. As this is money measured in British pounds, that 327.6 is equivalent to £327.60 per week. Now, we also might want to find the 10th or the 30th or the 40th percentile of the dataset. And we could go through and include a separate formula for each of those percentiles. But that is a little bit more time consuming than we really want to do. So we can take advantage of some of the functionality in Excel. Now, if we go back to the formula that we started with, you can see that the 20th percentile is included here as 0.2. But we could have replaced that 0.2 with the cell which we include 0.2 in. So that's in cell C4. And if we do that, you'll see that we get exactly the same answer. Similarly, we could have used the same text and input it in there and replace the percentile with C5, and that will give us the 30th percentile. Now, C5 represents that 0.3, the 30th percentile. Now, we don't even have to do all of this work of copying and pasting the function each time. What we could do is we could tell Excel effectively the data that we want it to look at, and then the cell in which the percentile is included. So let's start at the top, and we want to find the percentile based on the dataset from A2 to A201. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this dataset from A2 to A201, and we're going to use it in each of the cells below. Now, in order to make sure that Excel knows that that's the data you want to use, you just need to include dollar signs in front of the numbers, because that will fix this as only looking at the data between cell A2 and A201. And then we do comma, and then we want to click on the cell that includes the percentile. So in this case, that's cell C3. We can close the brackets, and that will give us the 10th percentile. Then if you click and drag down from this bottom right hand corner, the formula will populate all of those cells below. If you look at the formula up here, you'll see that the cells that we're looking at hasn't changed. But moving from cell D3 to D4, what has happened is that the percentile that we're looking at has moved from C3 to C4. You can do the same if you look at the 50th percentile. Now the percentile is specified in cell C7. That's the 50th percentile.